Tuesday, everybody.
Hello.
I am Patty, and we're StudioR12 Stencils.
I'm Carrie.
Carrie is amazing.
Thank you.
So we have a bunch of things for you guys today. We have new products to share, new techniques to share, inspiration to share,
Things to give away.
maybe some things to give away. Tag your friends if you haven't tagged them in our lives to let them know that we're doing it, just so that it bookmarks it for them, even if they're like in the middle of something else. It'll let them know that to come back to it.
No,
Carrie
live on
shares
Facebook
with me all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, Carrie has some business.
I have so much to talk about today.
I'm gonna go right over here.
Just stand right there. So first, if you are not subscribed to our newsletter, please head over to StudioR12.com. There will be a big spin wheel that will pop up, and that is the best way to get all of the latest information from us, from sales and new products and new videos and lessons and techniques, and all of the things start there.
Yeah. So if this is your hobby, you know, if this is something that you really enjoy, DIY and painting and stenciling and learning about home decor even, then this is a really good place to be, and it's a good newsletter to subscribe to. We try to make it be filled with content.
Yep, agreed. And I had a couple announcements to make. So one of them is that we are eking very close to getting to 10,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. And I'm gonna sneeze, I've been fighting it.
Achoo!
Woo, thanks, there'll be another one, so you can double tell me bless you in the comments. We're less than 100 away. And if you did not see our announcement on our Facebook page, we are doing a ginormous giveaway. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, we are going to give away 10 $100 grab bags.
Ooh.
And so there's instructions on our Facebook page how to enter to win that.
Such a great way to get free stuff.
Free stuff.
Yeah. Really.
Yay, free stuff.
Yeah. Always about free stuff.
And then let's talk about YouTube. So over on our YouTube
I
channel.
thought you were saying let's talk about
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you today.
No, Carrie, today it's all about you.
We'll take it. I have so much to say. So over on YouTube, we do our lives every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, but then we also release less chit-chatty videos on Saturdays.
More succinct, straight to the point.
Yes.
Here's the techniques, that kind of thing.
And they are lessons and nice and tight. Steve edits them very, very nicely for us. So last week we had and I renamed it today, and it's called Torch Porch. So we have our Torch Porch sign that Patty did with our flamethrower.
You guys, if you have not seen the Shushugiban, it is the Japanese art of waterproofing wood with flame, which is so interesting. Like if you want to go down a rabbit hole, go that way. But anyway, but it brings out the grain. And in this episode, I show you how to balance out, because this is a big surface and I was using the small torch. I show you how to balance out the grain of the wood, and then I show you how to bring the grain even better and more out using the water-based stain. You want to take a look just for technique. The actual layout of everything was just really simple. We did do something slightly different by shoving all of the tall porch stuff over to the edge, and we show you how to measure and how to do some of those things. And then of course we're featuring our new corners, which are amazing. It makes it look so finished.
Yes, and wait till you see what we do with the corners today. Before we get to today, this weekend over on our YouTube channel, summer is a week away. And if you are on our newsletters, you've seen that we recently did a newsletter with our summer color recommendations. And we always paint with red when we paint these projects, and we ran into so many mint and pink, and it just looks amazing.
Yeah, it's super fun, and it just these two colors just balance each other out really nicely, and I think it's just fresh. I love it.
It's super cute. Now, if you pay close attention to our Facebook page, you might have seen the video that I posted the other day that with the new Barbie movie that came out, the company that, whatever company it is, ran out of pink paint because they painted the whole set and everything pink. So if you have a hard time getting pink paint right now, it's because of the new Barbie movie.
That's so fun.
Isn't that funny?
In this video this weekend, this is going to show you how to do things that are raised and how to paint them without making a mess.
Yes.
And then how to glue them on, how to space them, how to do all these techniques. Every time I do anything project-wise, I try to make sure it's filled with things that from beginner to maybe advanced people can learn something from it.
And then we're also going to give you some different options for painting these projects. When we have our stacked signs, some of them come with just wood, some of them come with wood and stencils, and we try to, every time we do one of these, show you different ways to mix and match those. And I have a Christmas one that I did. I will share that with you guys, showing how you could potentially make 2 signs out of these instead of just one. Yeah.
Super awesome.
Okay, so today, one more announcement.
So many things.
So many things.
So it really is, we're here about you guys, but all of the things she's talking about are for you guys. So when we get to higher amount of subscribers, that means your friends will be able to find us and your fellow DIYers. And then if you guys read the comments and stuff in questions, comments and stuff, you will learn a lot from that as well. So every time you guys are asking us questions, somebody else in a DIY world is learning from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just amazing, really. It's such a great kind of community. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm done.
So we've started something new on our website, and this is something we've talked about for a while, but we just got underway today, and I can tell you that our stencil fans are already very happy about it.
It's so cool.
We ask you each week to send us pictures of the projects that you have painted with your StudioR12 stencils, and we have started adding those to our website.
Yes.
So not all of them are getting added just whenever. We're doing our best to add them slowly but surely. But whenever we run across a project that we can add to our website, we will add it to that product, the product page for that. So we added a few today, and we've been reaching out to our customers and letting them know, hey, your project is being featured on our website.
Super stencil fans.
And it's really great because then it shows people who may not be on our Facebook page or may not have seen that specific post some different ways that they can use our stuff to paint their projects.
You guys are the most creative ever. Like the amount of ways that people put things together astounds me. Has for 30 years.
Yeah. Well, and I believe it was our friend Kat. So
Gay Cat.
Gay Cat, we have our honey bottles that we use for our paints. And we had a customer a couple of years ago ask us about making the honey bottle a piece of wood that we sold on our website, because we had a giveaway sign or something.
Yeah.
So we've done that, and we had Kat sent us a photo of how she used that
that's so
with
cool.
gnomes and the beautiful honeycomb background, and it was something that we didn't think to do.
Yeah, because it is a honey bottle. I mean, that's how they package honey.
Yeah, and so
So fun.
we just love seeing that, and we love being able to show others how you can
It's
do that.
so exciting to see how other people apply color, apply all the things.
All right, so I want to hear from you guys. We have some goodies to give away. I'm not going to ask if you do have this project. I want you to raise your hand if you don't have it. So if you don't have a StudioR12 Paint Color guide, raise your hand in the comments.
Oh, wait, I have one.
You have one. I gave you a copy. So we have some that were...
They're missing the
they
edge.
don't have the hole punched edge. However, they are the sticker version, and they are the updated versions.
Yeah.
And we are going to give some of these away today to some people who may not have them
And
yet.
it won't be everybody that raises their hands.
Correct.
So just, if you're here and you're on the spot and you're doing the thing, then guess what?
You might win
Winner,
one.
winner, chicken dinner. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's get started, and then I'll tell you about our sales
Okay.
as we get started talking today.
So today we are talking about all things pattern. That works in with the sale. So what I have done, and we're also on phone stands. Okay, so, and I took mine, I did not So I've got the big old mama jama. Check the phone stand there. It fits your phone. It fits it this way. Invaluable if you are listening to a podcast while you're typing on your computer and you get your earbuds in. Invaluable if you're laying in bed and you can't sleep and you're listening to a Joel Osteen sermon because your husband is like, please don't let me hear that. Wonderful for talking on the phone when you're doing like FaceTime and stuff like that. So these are amazing. Everybody needs one. I've seen every desk in our office, not because we mandate anything, but we've seen everybody need them, want them. Flat phones are dangerous things. You put a flat phone and then things spill. This keeps it up off of your table. Cooking, I cook all the time with YouTube because I want to try weird things and I don't know how to do those things. So anyway, so what we've done is we have taken our pattern stencils. This is a really old one that I painted, if you will, like with brushes and like pattern and all of that kind of stuff. But this was a stencil, on Creative Arts Lifestyle, I think, probably not on this, on StudioR12. But then you can use your check stencil to go around it. And I'm not certain this exact pattern is, but we do have a pattern stencil very much like that. This one has honeycomb in the corners, has the bee stencil. This one we did for BJ. If you guys want to give a heart for BJ, because sometimes there's glue that holds a company together, and she's on our manufacturing side and she makes sure your orders get out. So if you can give some love to BJ. So we made this one. She always has leopard stuff, so we did this for her. Anyway, and we also used our new corners on this, but this is a cheetah pattern or leopard pattern stencil, and I'm going to show you how to do a magic thing. This is like how it started, and I'm going to show you how to do some magic stuff. And then this guy right here is all done with like a dot tool, and then I use the check and the banding tool to get that done. So you need your pattern stencils just for everyday everything. It's just really amazing how handy they are. And so I'm going to start showing you guys some examples of that. We're going to work our way through, and I think you're going to talk about sales.
Yes, so today's a really great day to buy the phone stand, the basic phone stand, which is what we're painting on today. It's called the reversible phone stand. It is marked down to just $5.
It'll come to you flat. And so it comes in pieces. One thing you need to be aware of, if you're a heavy-handed painter, these are meant to fit pretty loose. It's got a little slop in there. If you do 2 or 3 base coats on this and say you wanted to reverse it, and you get kind of thick and heavy-handed, you might need to sand the groove where the thing goes inside. Because sometimes if you get this piece too heavy, it can be stiff to get in there. But and then these guys, make sure you know upside right from upside down. What do you need? You good?
Yeah.
Okay, the heavier side should go to the top, and they just slide right on like that. And if you don't put the heavy side and then you paint one upside down like somebody might have, if you paint one upside down and the other the right way and blah, 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 it's going to end up being uneven because they are different size. So be aware that there's 2 sizes. But just a really great reversible surface. You can do a holiday on one side and your favorite monogram, whatever, on the other side. Okay,
so that phone stand is $5. We also have different phone stands, and we have tablet stands, which are bigger. They are also on sale, and so those are all ranging from $5 to $20 today, which is huge discounts.
yes, huge discount.
And then
so a universal gift for anybody.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, everybody needs one of these. And if you think about like I'll talk more when we get into patterns.
Well, that's next what I was going to announce. So one of the things that we also have on sale today is our pattern stencils and our mini stencils. So our mini stencils have been on sale since the weekend, and we decided to keep it going
Because we knew we were going to do this.
And they are 25% off. Our pattern stencils are 25% off, except we have these guys.
These are amazing.
3 sets of pattern stencils. So we have a 4x4 and we have 2 different 6x6s. And These are all marked down ginormously today. So
You can get them all for a huge discount.
yes, they start at, they are
Don't do
$50,
that.
$60, and $70, depending on which one you get. So I'll share the links, but they are all more than 50% off
Yeah.
today. And you're gonna get
This is a big
a
deal.
ton of stencils.
Yeah, really, really, really cool. And don't flip them like that because when you do it, they catch. Anyway, what's neat about having the little book of these, years ago when we bought our first laser, I wanted something. I did not want to base coat bats. I didn't want to base coat snowflakes because they are terrible things to base coat. When you want a repeating pattern of snowflake in the background of your snowman project and you have to individually trace, base, line, okay, I'm done. But it's a horrible thing, right? So I was like, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make ourselves some snowflake stencils and bat stencils. And then from there, the customers were like, no, you're gonna make us some lettering stencils. You're gonna make us words because I've seen tears in classrooms. When I used to teach all across the country, people would cry because we'd have a word on there and they'd be like, I gotta base coat that thing and it's gonna look terrible. So we have 6,000 something, 6,700 and something word stencils, pattern stencils, all the things so that it makes painting easier for you. Chicken wire, beehive, can you imagine basing and tracing that thing? And then if you want it to be faded in the background, like you need these stencils and buy some, buy a set, but just keep adding to it because you need them. Just saying, you need them.
You get them.
So let's talk about what we did today. So I painted a board and I want to show some techniques that are really amazing. One of the things that we did today, and I think I'll start with mushrooms. So I have the mushroom stencil, which is just, I don't know why, but it makes me happy. It's just a happy little guy. So I did a kind of fun technique. I'm gonna tape in 2 spots. So on this guy, don't know if you can really catch it, but I shaded through my stencils. So stencils are not just for basing, right? You can shade through them. Do you notice me pushing on my brush? Sometimes, especially over at our shop, the teachers sometimes get in a hurry and when they're cleaning the brushes, they don't maybe knock everything out. So I'll give it a little loosening pinch and make sure that it's gonna be a brush that is gonna behave itself. So clean your brushes nicely when you get done. We have a whole video on how to clean your brushes and dome brushes. I was, you guys can give me a hands up. I was stippling today and because I needed to have a good dark color. And when I was stippling, like I could feel my arms wiggling, could feel my face wiggling. And I was just like, this is a good reason not to stipple ever. Okay, so we're going to, I've got a palette over here to show you guys, but right now I'm not ready to show it to you because I want to talk about it. We're going to go into a cream color. This is, number 22. We'll pick up with our dome brush that is dry. Offload, you always offload your brush whether you're stippling or you are scumbling or swirling. And so swirling is what we love to do because it just is easier and you're not tap, 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 tap. You're not having a workout. This brush has something crunchy on it. You can see I'm making a little swirly pattern, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in there. I was suspicious of that brush right when I picked it up. Okay, so we'll pick up the other guy, we'll give it another base coat. When you swirl, did you notice that that dried like instantly? How many of you are swirlers? Swirling is just so easy. If you're afraid of swirling, get out a box, backside of a cereal box will work. Just get out a box and just try it. Use any stencil, give it a little swirl, and you'll see. I'm gonna wait and give that one more coat, and then I wanna talk to you about what else is going on with this project. So we have the stencil with the checks. I don't know if you've ever tried to tape a buffalo check pattern, any kind of check pattern. If you've ever tried to tape one of these, there are tears coming. It's just going to be tears. And I've done a couple of things with this, and I wanted to show you that you can do things through your stencil that you never knew. So we're going to give this guy one more coat, and then I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, one more coat. I think we'll hit the blow dryer so we can move into the shading part. Okay, and I think that's nice and even. So we're looking for an even coat. I'm super duper excited to share what's coming up. I've been waiting for this for a while. Okay, so we're going to use our gray that I had out. The gray is number 13 on our color chart. Those color charts are what Carrie was talking about. If you don't have one, put your hand up and be like, I need a color chart. And she's going to have, I don't know how many she has to give away, but she's going to give away. Okay, so I'm using a dry brush. I'm using the gray. I'm wiping off extra so that it's not going to be strong. And then I'm going to start where my paint would be the strongest. And in this case, I want it right under the cap. So, and I'm just going to swirl. I'm basically wipe swirling. And I'll just concentrate more to the top. Brush off any extra dry paint. Reload. Offload. Reload, offload. I've got little dried chalky paint morsels on there. Okay, so you can shade right through your stencil, and you don't know, you don't need to know how to float. Back in the day, decorative painting was how I entered this world of DIY, and I was at home with 3 small babies, and we had 1 car, and my husband was on second shift, so like I did not have the option of going to any classes in the evening time because he was gone and I was with babies. And so it took me 2 years of reading books and learning and trying to learn how to do a shade effect on my projects. And I really wanted that depth and I couldn't do it. But with a stencil, it doesn't take 2 years, it takes just a second. And so now I have this like perfect, wonderful little shaded, isn't that pretty?
That is pretty.
So pretty.
I like that.
Anyway, you can do it as deep as you want to. You could switch from the gray and then graduate up to the black. So you can do however much depth you want. You could highlight this. You could do all the things with it. So just know that when you put your stencil in place, got a little hair hanging on there. When you put your stencil in place, it's your mask. So now that I've base coated, it was a stencil. Once I'm shading on it, now it's a mask. So that's just kind of a cool nuance with a stencil.
I want to say one quick thing. Mm-hmm. We've had a couple people on YouTube say that they were looking forward to getting a guide, or paint color guide. I've already announced some winners on the YouTube, and so make sure to check the comments on YouTube to see if you were a winner, so that you can see what you need to do to be able to get those.
Yeah, YouTube is slightly a little bit more complicated, it seems.
Yeah, I don't have the access on YouTube to message you directly or comment to you directly. On Facebook, we will announce the winners. We'll just get into your messages and let you know if you've won there. But on YouTube, I have to do it while we're live. Yeah. So you always want to read through the comments while we're live on YouTube.
All right, so let's talk about this little check stencil. You got good overhead there? Okay. So when you want to do a check, I think checks are pretty just by themselves, but I think they're really lovely when you can do some kind of extra stuff with them. I'm going to go ahead and drag this guy down to the edge. I'm going to tape here and here. One thing that even I did yesterday, actually, I totally taped on my freshly painted board. This is freshly painted. I actually can feel coolness, which means that it's not completely dry. Taped on a cool board, and if your board is not completely dry, then you are going to run the risk of peeling your paint up. So you need to be careful. Don't tape on things that you haven't previously, that's not completely dry. Okay, so that's a freebie right there. I mean, it's all a freebie. What am I saying?
Hey, Steve, can I have you run out and grab a tablet stand, please? We were having someone ask about those. We should have some painted out there.
Okay, so now is when I want to talk about the palette. Okay, so what I've got going on this giant mess here, way too much paint. My black had a plug that burst open when I was squirting it, and then I've got black everywhere. But so I have the dark color, which is a mix of, and I love this color. I think it is absolutely beautiful. 72 and 7, oh, they're neighbors. 72 and 71, I know, right? They were like friends and they didn't know it. You mix these together and you get a really good phthalo blue. So this is magic color. It's like not navy and not green. So that is amazing. So I mixed those two together. And then from there, I found my little companion plant paint, which is 57. And that's the color, ooh, hi, my goodness, that I'm going for next. But I want to show you what effect I went with. I'm going to put you there. Get out a palette knife. I have scrubbed my hands so many times today, I can't tell you. All right, so we know we need this color for the next color down. So we're going to make our checks that color. And then I'm going to take my paint and scooch out some, and maybe I'll even scooch out another some. And then we're going to scoop up and mix into this. I'm making a graduated pile of paint. Okay, so we go there, and now we have that step down. And then this one is going to be mostly this, and I might even be able to just do it with the back of my palette knife, maybe a little bit. Didn't need all that big scoop. Okay, so what I've done is I've used a mother color and a father color, and I don't want to talk about this right now, but we made a family. Okay, so we have these two paints, some, then some, then some, then some, then some, and it's made a graduated pile of colors. You could mix this mix in with that color to make it another shade color. So this is like paint mixing easy. So if you want something, that you're going to see what I'm about to do, and you're going to be like, oh, that's cool. Anyway, so if you want to do that, you just choose your two colors rather than be like, oh, if I put a little peach in with my yellow and my teal and lighten it with this color, it'll be this color. That's not the kind of paint mixing we're talking about. We're talking about just two colors, but graduate the amount of darkness or lightness that you're putting in them. And that's a really nice way to make, that extends. So this is two colors, right? That makes this color and that color, it's two, then that's three, then that's four. And if you do one lighter, then it's 5 bottles of paint for the price of 2 bottles. So it's like a third off. I'm making up math numbers right now, just ignore me. They never make sense. Okay, so we're gonna go into our green, that father, we'll call that the father color because he's a strong green. Okay, so we're going to just swirl. Now with my stencil in place, get rid of that, and I'm gonna use a little scruffy brush. I think I actually want a littler scruffy brush. We're going to go into this lighter color. We'll wipe that off. And then on one side or the other, through my stencil, this is what makes this magic, is through my stencil, we'll start in the corner where I want it the lightest, and we'll just kind of scumble it up. So these are kind of the little nuanced things that make your project way more finish line. And see how fast that goes when you don't have to be careful. I actually took my stencil off when I was doing, so this is the effect that it gives. Is it better up, down, sideways, this one? So see how that little corner has that little highlight right there. I took my stencil off and tried to do it, and I was like, what are you doing? Get that stencil back on there. Stencils are great tools.
We had a question Donna asked, the sheet you're mixing on, do you clean that or throw it away? It is Mylar, and so you are going to clean it just like you do your stencils. And so I will share a video on how to clean your stencils the right way without damaging them.
Yeah, and in a true confessions moment, I tend to throw some of these away. We are in an environment here at work that I do not have a sink that is built for always washing the things the way they need to be washed. And sometimes even our brushes are a struggle. We remodeled this building and didn't quite think it all the way through. So we used to have a kitchen with a big old giant sink and all the things, and that got renovated. All right, so I picked up some white. So sometimes my Mylars do get thrown away, so just sometimes. But it's still super affordable, whichever way you go. All right, so I'm gonna highlight my corner with just a little bit of the white. Just to pop that out and then reload when it's running out. So this is just a fun way to add some whimsy and some detail to your project. Now I'm going to peel this up and look at how fun that is. It's just amazing. And then I believe I did a little highlight. And now I'm going to introduce you to a little magic tool. I have been waiting, I think it's been like 6 or 8 months. It's been a long time. I've owned them, I've played with them, done the things. Here are the dotting tools. And this is from the Dotting Center.
I was going to say, I think it's from there's dotting in the name of the company.
Yeah. So it's the Dotting Center. So this is a 7-piece set. And so it used to have the Easy Dot tool. Any of you that know me from the other website, Creative Arts Lifestyle, that website, I've done a million lace projects, and I use the Easy Dot tool because you have a measured, numbered way to tell which dot is smaller. And that's really handy. And these come with, I want to show you, like this thing is a stomper. This is a hoof right there. But that's a dot. And then each of them has a dot on either side. We're not getting money or anything from these people or whatever, but I just think that you're going to love them, and I want to show you some things. So the number one thing I'm going to do is finish out this technique, and when you're going to do the fine stuff, you want your glasses. I'm going to put a little dot of white in the corner, and one thing you need to know, so there's rules of dotting. If you want all of your dots to be the exact same size, then you need to wipe your dot off every single time that you make a dot. So you dip, you dot, you wipe. Dip, dot, wipe. If it needs to be sort of in the neighborhood, you can do 3 or 4 of them like I just did. And you can be like, yeah, that's probably enough. And then you wipe. And then it's really important, keep them clean. If you don't keep them clean, then stuff builds up. And then your fine dotting tool becomes a fat dotting tool.
Well, and I want to give you a quick note on these. So it is 7 pieces, but this is considered a 14-piece dotting tool because both sides have different sizes of the dots. So when you go to the Amazon link that we just shared, it's actually going to say 14-piece rather than
17 sticks.
You get 7 sticks. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
17.
Oh, did I say 7? It's always 17, man. Okay, so now I want to show you what I did with some of this. So this is a project that I had done. I just was playing with the tools and stuff. And so you can do like a big dot with little spiraling other dots. You can go around the circle. You can make little flowers with them. Mandalas are amazing. We were talking before we went live that our mandala stencils would be great patterns for that. So let me show you how that would work. And then that's where this mess kind of comes in. Let's see, do I want to remix anything? I think I'll go here first. So we want to make our center first. And so I'll use number 8. They are numbered. Okay, so that's 7, that's 8. I'm going to go into my teal, and I'm going to go ahead and pat that off on my palette And then one thing about dots, they stay wet forever. So you want to be careful. I need to leave myself some hand room there. So we just put a little dot down, wipe it off. And then I'll go and figure out another size, like I think I like number 9 next. And I'll go into maybe my lightest color. And then I'm gonna go, now this is where it's really cool. You're gonna go top, bottom. You're gonna reload, tap lightly, and then you're gonna go east and west. So north, south, east, west. Okay, and I'm gonna wipe my tool off. Load again. And then we're gonna fill in the middles. I'm gonna do a flat piece of paint.
You can set your palette on as close as possible. So
Yeah. Doesn't Steve do a good job for us? Okay, so that's sort of irregular. I kind of went a little heavy-handed and whatever. So you want to be careful. You can do some really good measury stuff. Like if you go into a fat load there and then you tap off, you need to do the same thing every single time. So make sure. Now, these are not dry, but I think I can go over to these guys because they are dry. And then I want to show you what happens when you add white. So you want to use the finest one, number 1. Okay, and just load that on there and then watch what a difference this makes on this little blue stuff. If we just take a dot and put it off to one side of the same one side of all of those, it just makes some magic happen. And I think that's going to swallow up those guys. But isn't that incredible? It just pops. It is so amazing.
like a little catch light.
Yeah, it really is. It's just so pretty. So you always want to follow with your white, and it's very much exactly like what I did here with the little white dots. It just gave it like a glow and almost made like a bend to the square. It almost gave it some 3D-ness. Okay, so that is these tools. We are going to talk more about these tools. If you guys love them, I'd love to hear your comments. If you've used them, share art that you've done, inspire your fellow DIYers.
We've had a lot of people say that they were excited to see how you were going to use them.
Yeah, it's so much fun. All right, so now we go into, this guy was our pattern for the cheetah. And it's almost a shame. I'm gonna end up throwing this palette away, but it's, I think by weight, you know, you go into like Whole Foods and you go to their lunch bar thing and you pay by weight. I think this is $5. This is so much paint. I think I wasted. Okay, so the cheetah print was interesting. So we laid that over there and I did just this medium color. I did number 8 with number 17. Okay, so these two guys, once again, a simple mix. I just needed this to not be so bright and I needed this to settle it down. So I mixed those two. But I want to show you what I did. So that's easy enough to understand. One thing on the cheetah print, it comes with a simple cheetah pattern or the cheetah pattern, but you have to go in with like a round brush and you have to give it its black detail. And it's literally kind of like a blob situation. So I used a round brush and I just blobbed at each end of it. And then I'm gonna finish this thought over here and then I'm gonna show you the magic with the cheetah print. When you need a monogram, we have these wonderful things called alphabet or, is that what they're actually called when you were looking them up earlier?
Alphabet brought them up.
Yeah, so alphabet stencils, and so they have the uppercase, and I believe many of them, the littler ones, have upper and lower together. I think that's true, we'll find out. But anyway, so this is your uppercase, and it has extra symbols and numbers on them. So when you want to say like hello, or you want to be like alphabet for a monogram, these are fabulous because you'll get all of the letters. And even though these are like 1.5 inches tall, they actually worked really well for this little guy. And so I base coated the bee, and then I put the tack it over and over, stick and restick, over the top of my black paint, and then I did the heavy black glitter through it. And then these are the little corners, which are, you guys, the corners, what is it? We have so many new corners. So the tall porch sign back here, that I think is the biggest our corners go, and these are the smallest that they go. But we have them in, like these are the ones we did in the copper foil. You can do little corners on everything, and then Steve brought up a good point. If you put your phone on here, the corners are gonna raise it up over the glitter, so you won't end up getting glitter on your phone and doing that kind of thing. So amazing. So let's talk about the magic trick. Okay, the one thing I don't know is whether or not this was waxed. If it was waxed, I'm gonna show you what we do about that. But right now, I wanna show you a cool trick. So we've been talking about the Minwax stains. And they come in, they're a water-based stain. Okay, so super amazing. They work with water-based things. So your water-based paints will go, and then this is how many you can get. That's incredible. So that's a lot of colors. And so I think I'm up to like maybe 15 colors, something like that. But I don't need it. Well, that's a lie. I might need them all. Anyway, the colors are incredible, and they're kind of elusive a little bit. We got some, and we showed this in, I think, last week's or this video, I think, that they look green and they come out brown, and I don't know how that works. So
Donna asked, would modeling paste stick to the wood for a raised letter?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think.
All right, so I'm going to show you on here what I did to make. So this was exactly like this. Okay, so that was exactly the way that it looked. And then I did this. So I took just a little bit of my water-based, and look how thick that is. That is yummy thick. Water-based stain. So it's just, what's neat about it is you're never gonna base coat with this. So it is a magical, wonderful thing. So, and then I just laid it on there and then wiped it back.
Huge difference.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then you can buff it back so that it's just faint difference, or you could layer it on there and have it be heavier. Like, is that not, that makes it rich.
Yeah, makes it so pretty.
Yeah, like this is okay. This is great. You know, so what a wonderful difference. And you can do that. The staining that we did on this tall porch sign was exactly the same thing. The grain was beautiful. But when we put that water-based stain on top of it, and if you look at the St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, if you look at that project on YouTube, it's incredible with the red and the blue on it and the white. It's wow. So I think, unless we have questions.
We did have people ask to see the tablet stands, so I had Steve grab those. So
Oh, yeah.
That's a plain one. That's painted.
I think these are cookbook stands. They're not tablets. Tablets are narrower, I think. No? You don't think so? Okay. That's
It's
okay.
a plain one.
no,
Alright.
they are universal.
Universal, okay. Because iPads are big. Yeah. At some point, maybe in our past, we might have had a medium something. Anyway, so this is what they look like big. I have the big iPad, and I have no problem. And when I am cooking with that big iPad, and I had my kickstand on my cover break, and laying down an 11 by 12 or whatever the big iPad is, it's
12.9.
yeah, 12.9. It's almost 13 inches. It's such a counter hog, you know. So if I'm in my kitchen and I want to be doing like all the things going on at the same time, and so what's nice about using your phone stand or your tablet stand, we have an open concept house, and my husband he's of the day, he's retired, he wants to watch some golf over in the open concept. Anybody give me a hands up if they understand where I'm at? And so he can watch that over there, and I'll be over in the kitchen side of things. And I can have this going right near me, and I can hear it, appreciate it, understand it, do what I'm doing, and it's amazing. So this is a marriage saver.
It is.
It's not just a tablet stand, it's a marriage saver.
Well,
You're
and
welcome.
if you can grab the inserts. So we have the tablet stand, but we also have inserts that come along with it. So a lot of times when we paint the tablet stand, we'll paint the background generic or put a monogram or our name on it, and then you can get the insert and paint that with all of your seasonal or holiday or whatever home decor you're liking at the time. And so our tablet stands and tablet stands with inserts, like I think we even have some that have like 6 inserts are on sale today.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah, so then you can do 12. for
Yeah,
the
and
whole year.
can I just talk to, so I have 5 sons, I have 5 daughter-in-laws. Okay, so you have 5 sons, you have 5 daughter-in-laws. Guess what you have to do every Christmas? You have to buy presents for everybody, okay? So, but everybody's name is R. Everybody has a Rollinson name, thankfully. You know, I don't have the hyphenated thing going on with, I don't think any of them do. But anyway, so what's beautiful about this is that you can do the initial Christmas present one with the monogram. We're gonna make up some names here. Heidi likes beach stuff because she lives in North Carolina. So Heidi gets one that's a beach wash color or a whitewash, white stain with her initial and her favorite color. Same stencil gets used for Mary, who is in Texas, and she likes a little Longhorn stuff going on, right? And then we got, you know, so you have the ability to reuse your stencils, and then you flip it over. Ignore the paint over here. Flip it over, and now you make maybe, you know, we have personalized stencils, so Heidi's Biscuit Company, you know, or something like that. We've got all of the things for all the seasons, and then you can just personalize, customize, and then every birthday, every anniversary, every Christmas, or maybe just Christmas, I don't know, you send them a new insert, and then it fits their thing. I did bears with different outfits for my one daughter-in-law, Cindy, and she was always begging me for the next set of outfits. Do you have anything for St. Patrick's Day? You know, it's like, oh, okay, I'll get it. You know, so it's just a wonderful thing that you can personalize and customize, and I love that about painting. It makes it so personal.
Same.
So great.
Same. And they're on sale.
Yeah, and they're on sale. You guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you, and make sure that you like, share, and comment. All the things.
All the things.
Ring the bell. Subscribe.
On all the places. Just go to all the places
Just go,
and look for us.
there's so many places.
Just look for us. We're probably there. If we're not, send us a message and we'll think about it.
All right. See you on Tuesday at noon next week.